What were you thinking about when you got pregnant, that you were not going to work? I'm just curious, because like I've had 3 kids. I worked up until the second they were born.
But am I you? Are you me? Do you know how I feel? Do you know how my body feels?
That's why I'm asking. I'm interested to know what you think. I want to know your mindset. So when you got pregnant, what were you thinking about?
I was thinking about having a kid. I'm confused on where you're going at.
I'm confused too, because you came in here and I did an assessment and I gave you my best medical advice. And you didn't like that.
But I said that I just wanted a note so I could take it easy these next 2 months. I'm 7 months pregnant and I'm in pain. It's not fraud. If it was fraud, the doctor wouldn't be getting me my note right now.
Really?
Yes.
What I read on your chart isn't true.
Okay.
So I
What's
know
on my chart that's not true?
I read on your chart what isn't true, because I'm the person who saw you and did the exam.
Okay.
So it's okay.
So that TikTok went viral, and that is a Philly nurse, Nurse Karen, going off on a pregnant Black woman. You can hear her say she is 7 months pregnant, and she just requested a doctor's note, as she said she was in pain. And there's more. Let's watch.
But how do you know how I feel? How do you know how my body feels inside?
Because I stuck my hand in there and checked your cervix.
Okay, you checked my cervix, but how you know how my bones feel? How you know how my body feels, my legs, my back? How do you know how that feels? How you know how my nausea feels? How you know how my cramps feel? By touching. And you're okay. All right, so this is the nurse practitioner. And look how she's hitting me. Look at it. Check her out. Check it out. Call the police. And they're gonna see what you just did.
Yeah, because you're
call the police. She already called the police on me once because I called her a weirdo. Yes, look at you. This lady is crazy. Call the cops again. Call them.
It's okay.
Call them. I got you on video hitting me with that thing in your hand. This is the Philly Pregnancy Center, guys.
Yeah. Okay, Jillian.
So this video began moments after Nurse Karen here called the police on this woman whose name is Jillian. So this is her photo. Crazy Karen alert. That's the nurse. She also swung a laptop case at Jillian. You can see her making some physical contact there, but that part was not in the photo. So let's get into the details of the background on this incident. In a storytime video on TikTok, Jillian explained that she had gone to the doctor for a note to secure her maternity leave because she was experiencing pain. Jillian said the nurse gave her an aggressive, uncomfortable cervical exam, then proceeded to tell her she was fine to go to work. Jillian is 7 months pregnant. She explained to the nurse that she'd rather speak to her doctor and have them write her a note. So the nurse had the secretary call the doctor for her. After the nurse made a shady remark to Jillian, she called the nurse a weirdo, and then the Karen called the cops. According to Heavy, the birth center's Instagram page no longer exists due to the overwhelming rage-filled reactions from the public. However, they weren't quick enough to delete it before Jillian caught a screenshot of one of their responses. And they were really playing the victim here. Part of their statement included this. It was the patient who got up screaming as if she was being attacked. It was the patient who called the names, cursed at the nurse, and used unacceptable language. We do not deserve this kind of treatment and harassment that we have endured by this patient and her followers on social media. That was from the Philly Pregnancy Center's Instagram directly. This is ridiculous. This kind of treatment that people who are Black and people of color face in the medical field is insane. We know that there's a history of people doing this. And this is a woman who wanted a note from the doctor. The nurse had no business giving an opinion on this matter. The doctor was the one writing the note. Just a disgusting situation. Usually we see Karens out in public as pedestrians and as customers causing problems. This is someone who was kind of in a position of power in this situation as the nurse in the room treating a patient like this. So really a disgusting Nurse Karen. Rick, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so first off, anybody who is a nurse should be, and there are many good nurses, but any nurse who treats someone differently and questions how they feel by snapping back at them in this way should never be tolerated. Now, this was captured on camera, right? I don't know how many other people have experienced this person that they haven't captured on camera and have not broadcasted to the masses these things. One other thing that really bothers me is people were told in the last few years that there is a difference in the medical industry. There is a difference with how patients are dealt with, or the services that they are provided, or even the compassion that they are provided based on their race. And ABC News had a great write-up about this, but basically, depending on your ethnic background, you are treated differently. So I don't know what's gonna come of, this place, specifically in Philadelphia and with this nurse. But what I would be curious to know, even though I feel like I already know the answer, is how she deals with people based on what they look like. And if that is a continued pattern, then she probably should not be in the medical field anymore.
It's amazing how with social media, we're in a new era of like public accountability when stuff like this happens, where maybe if the police did show up, it would result in the person who was Black in the situation not being treated well, right? This is stereotypical white woman calls the cops on someone who is Black in public, and it usually doesn't go well for the person who is Black. But what we have here is people weighing in. Her followers see the video on social media. I've posted videos where there are racial tensions between a police officer pulling over a truck driver, and then I get DMs from other truck drivers in the area that's like, I think the same cop pulled me over. And so it's crazy how people can find each other and hold people more accountable with social media now. But the racial tensions here are very clear. Like as Rick was saying, you are treated differently in the medical field based on your race. There's decades old research that shows there was a perception that Black people have a higher pain tolerance and are prescribed less pain medication when they're in the hospital. Also, the founding of the field of gynecology started with experimentation on enslaved Black people in the United States. And that's probably why, she says she had a really uncomfortable cervical exam. A lot of the tools used in the field of gynecology, let me tell you, they're not comfortable. They are not made for the patient to be comfortable. They're almost medieval looking, these long metal prods. And so a lot of those historical, problems with the field are still not corrected today. And this is just evidence of this, right? This isn't the doctor, but this is the nurse. And it's really bringing to light a lot of the issues that I think Black women face every day. And Rick's right that not all of it's recorded. A lot of people don't want to put their business online, but it's good that she did, because now there's some sense of accountability here, where I'm sure otherwise, if it wasn't on video, there wouldn't be any.
And also, to put a bow on this, her blanket statement of when the patient says, how do you know how my bones feel? How do you know how my, well, I went up there and no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're putting that sort of like idiotic blanket statement that because you went up there for, a short period of time, with everything that I've seen, it was not done well. It's preposterous. It's preposterous to say that she knows everything by going up one time and that's it. Okay, we're done here. No, we're not. But this is just another example of, again, countless examples. And the research has shown that depending on what you look like, you are dealt differently by the medical community. Not everybody in the medical community, but research has shown a lot of the time.
And 7 months pregnant, the last thing she needed was a stressful situation. She went there for care, she was in pain, and she ends up dealing with this. That's not good for someone who's pregnant.